Hey guys, how's it going? Austin Reed here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Alright, I think this might be the last part that catches you guys up to what I'm doing now. Maybe, maybe not. But we're going to talk about Malaysia. Now, Malaysia was super chill, good place to relax. I like Malaysia. It's kind of like, I would say it's kind of like Florida. But a little bit chiller. It's super modern. It's at least in Kuala Lumpur, it's pretty modern. There are lots of things to see and do. There's a lot of malls and stuff. It's a shopping culture. It was just really relaxing, and so we got a place in Malaysia for a couple months, and that's where I started doing the beats. And the beats went pretty well. I actually never sold any beats. Outside of selling them on Fiverr, I actually never sold any beats to anybody, even though a lot of people liked my beats, but that's okay. I was going to continue doing the beats, but then I kind of like had an epiphany about like what was going on, and I had to just take like a break because I'd been grinding for so long that like I started to like lose sight of like what's important. You know, as far as like trying to make it in music, and like the beats would have taken 2 years to like really push, probably maybe a little longer than 2 years, and that's like a huge deviation from the plan, and I didn't really have a well formulated plan, and so that's why I actually stopped making the beats, is because I took a step back and I'm like, well, what should I actually do? You know what I mean? And I started taking vocal lessons with my vocal teacher, and he's amazing, and I have learned so much shit since I started taking vocal lessons with him. It is absolutely insane. Yeah, not much really happened in Malaysia either. It was just pretty chill. It was nice, relaxing, being away from the huge culture shock of India. We could finally start eating a little bit of meat again. And it was just relaxing. And then we went to Indonesia, which is where we are now, for 3 months, and then we renewed our visa and got another 2 months. We stayed in Ubud for the first 2 months, and then we moved to for the first 3 months. We stayed in Ubud for the first 3 months, and then we moved here to Palembang, and we're going to be staying here for another 8 months. And it's amazing. I have a 3-bedroom house here in Palembang. I gotta say, Indonesia's the coolest country I've ever been to, hands down, period. The people have amazing vibes. The food is fucking awesome. Everything's cheap. I love the jungle. I love the jungle. I love the beaches. There's so many entrepreneurs and people to meet. If you really want to meet them, it's definitely the place to be. So I went ahead and someone contacted me on YouTube months and months ago to do a program for them. Just a dropshipping program. I'm going to be unspecific. And they finally hired me for that. And they paid me a substantial amount up front. And they've been paying me for each part of the program as I finish it. And so I decided to do that to kind of supplement my income for a little bit. And it turned out to be a really amazing thing, because that's kind of like paid our bills for a little bit. While, you know, I leaned off the Fiverr. I actually closed a lot of my Fiverr gigs. I decided I no longer want to work on Fiverr and deal with those customers. So I worked for about 2 hours a day. Some days I didn't work at all on this program. And I really just kind of relaxed. And for like a month, I didn't do shit. Like, I literally didn't do anything. Like, the first month of the program, I literally didn't even touch it. And then, like, at the end of the month, I was like, okay, maybe I should, like, work on it. Because I gave him, like, a month-and-a-half timeline. And for the first month, I just didn't do anything. Because I needed me time. And so I fucked off for a month. And I kept doing the lessons. I was a little lost, a little discouraged about just what was going on. And then I figured it out. I decided that I need to take a step back, and instead of trying to do a bunch of really quick things and try to make money here and try to make money there and try to do this and that and the other thing, fuck all that shit. It doesn't matter. Instead, I'm just going to do a couple of habits, and that's it. That's all I'm going to focus on. Everything else, I can do it, but I'm not going to be like I usually work, like super fucking hard. I'm taking an opposite approach. I'm actually going to not work so hard, or like actually kind of work a little hard if I want to. But every day I have a required amount of things to do. So every day I have to do vocals, and that's all I started with was vocals. And so from November all the way until the end of January, all I did was fucking vocals, and that was it. As long as I did vocals, my day was successful. And it took me until about the middle of January to actually kind of concrete that in my day. Now every day I do vocals, and if I don't do vocals, I feel weird, which is dope. So I finally built that habit. The next habit I'm going to build is working out. This year is all about building habits. I have a video about this year and my habits and my goals, and I've already kind of smashed some of these. Workout is the one I haven't smashed yet. YouTube is one of these habits too, along with TikTok that I'm going to start doing. And working out, I really have to get on that. But I decided that I didn't have enough skills to be an amazing musician yet, so I needed to acquire more skills. So I joined a class, Music Entrepreneur Club. And that was pretty cool, and I got some good info out of that. But after a while, they kind of just repeat the same shit. And a lot of, like, you have to watch. So the format is you watch like an hour-long like question and answer with like 2 industry professionals. But like half of it is like what that person does, not how they do it, but what they do. And so you have to watch like 40 minutes just to take 1 or 2 things out of it, and that's it. And so like I got to the points where it was like starting to repeat info and I wasn't really learning much anymore. And so I stopped watching that and read a bunch of books, and now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to buy WeWorking University. Gary Vee's a part of it, which is super dope, and a lot of industry professionals. It's supposed to be how to get concerts and bust stats and shit. So I'm going to be buying that very shortly. I just want to like save up a little more before I spend the money. It's not expensive, but I'm tired of dying almost on the Amazon jungle, so I want to have like some bankroll saved up before I start dishing out money again. So I want to save up like 5 to 10K, just as like a safety buffer. And I think that's really smart. So right now what I do is I basically wake up, I do my vocals, I usually make a couple videos for TikTok, I make a couple videos for you guys. I might program a little bit. Right now I'm making a social media auto posting program for myself, where I post all the social medias, but after reading Crushing It, I think I might rethink parts of that program. But yeah, it's just supposed to automate the posting of everything. It's going to be like Hootsuite 2.0. It's going to be way better. I've written a good amount of code for it. Got SoundCloud completely integrated and stuff. But I only work on that sometimes. And then I really mainly just work on my voice and learn. And that's it. Because I feel like after a good amount of time, if I just work on my voice every day, I'll be able to produce massive amounts of content, because the only thing that's really holding me back from making massive amounts of YouTube videos is my voice. So that's what I need to work on. That's what I need to do. And so that brings me up current to today. Basically, that's what's going on today. I don't really have a lot of projects outside of doing like a little bit of programming and working on my voice. So hell yeah, guys. Thank you guys for the story of me. Now that we're caught up with now, I'm going to go ahead and do like vlogs about like major updates and life changes as they happen instead of after they happen from now on. But I hope you guys enjoyed this whole story. Hopefully my kids will enjoy it and I'll enjoy it later, and maybe people in the future. If I do make it, or even if I don't, you guys might enjoy this video. If you guys want to see some more videos, go ahead and click that like, comment, and subscribe button. And you guys have a wonderful day.